Hello everyone, I am Lalsa and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll be seeing something about LINQ in line with Datatables. So without further delay, let me share my screen. Okay, share. Alright, so guys, basically in this workflow, I have already built a data table using the build data table activity of UiPath, wherein I have created 5 records typically, which says the employee name and the employee experience, right? So let me come here and see if there is some space. Okay, employee experience. All right. So I have created 5 records here and the years of experience for all of these particular employees. Now assume that in my use case, I would want to filter out the employees whose experience is greater than 20 years. Okay. So basically, how many experience this is greater than 20 years? For Ross, it is greater than 20 years, and for Joey, it is greater than 20 years. So we'll be seeing how to filter out these 3 records using a LINQ query. Okay, so I have created this data table and it is saved in a variable called employee dt, and if you come here and see, it is of the type data table. Now I will drag and drop in an assign activity. I have created another variable called output dt, guys, which is of the form data table only. So I'll say output data table and let us start writing our LINQ query here. But let us come to the notepad first and let us try to, picturize our condition a little. So we would want to filter out the employees whose experience is greater than 20 years. That is our condition. Okay. So let me write the LINQ query first and then I will explain you what it means. So as usual, the syntax of the LINQ query opens with a bracket and it has to close with a bracket. And now I will say from row in employee dt. So I'll have to tell, row is just a reference variable, guys. I'll have to tell from where will it get the data. So I want to apply this LINQ query on this employee data table. What is that employee data table? We have created it previously using the build data table activity. Okay. So now from row in data table, and I will have to tell the condition here where row of employee experience is greater than 20. Now we are trying to filter out what was the columns in our data table. It was employee name and it was employee experience, right? So I am saying wherever this column value of employee experience is greater than 20, filter out that record. But there is one catch here. Sometimes this particular value can be of a string format, so we will have to convert it to an integer format here. So let me come here and say cint of, and let me say 20. So what are we trying to do here, guys? We are telling the compiler that filter out the rows in the data table called employee dt where wherever the employee experience is greater than 20, we are trying to filter out those records. This is my where condition, and since sometimes it can be in a string format, I'm trying to convert it to an integer format. And for this, I'm using a functionality called cint, which is basically convert to integer. So I'll come back and I will say whatever are matching this particular condition, select those rows. Simple. And here I will have to mention how should my output look like, right? So I will say dot copy to data table because I want to see the output in a data table format. So what did we do here? Let me save it first. We have created a data table initially using the build data table activity. It has 5 records with the columns employee name and employee experience. Okay. Now we have created 5 records and we want to filter out the employees where the experience is greater than 20 years. So basically Chandler, Ross and Joey should be filtered out here. Let me quickly check the column name because it looks like there is some space here. So I will hit on OK. I'll hit on OK here as well. So I'm cross-checking it and there is no space. All right. So now I took an assign activity. I created a variable called output dt, which is of the type data table. And now I'm writing my LINQ query here. So I'm saying from row in employee dt, filter out for all the rows in the employee dt where what is our condition, where employee experience is greater than 20. We are asking it to select all the rows and to give the output in a data table format. The syntax for this is copy to data table. Okay, I'm hitting on save. Now let us try to use a for each row in data table activity. Let us come here and let us say for each row in output data table, I would want to just right line it. So I'm saying right line. I'm coming here and I'm saying employee name colon. I will be printing plus current row of employee name. I would want to print the employee name here dot toString. Plus I would also want to print the employee experience, right? I will say employee experience colon and space. I will be saying plus a current row of employee experience dot toString. So we are just trying to print the records, guys, wherever employee experience is greater than 20 years. So let us try to run this and see. Perfect, fantastic. We have some output. Employee name is Chandler, experience is 25. So yes, it is greater than 20 years, filtered out. Ross, 30 years of experience, and here 27 years of experience is filtered out. So that is how you will be able to perform some manipulation operations or filtering activities on a data table using the LINQ queries. So seems pretty simple, right? So I'll come up with the further use cases on LINQ queries, guys. So stay tuned to my channel. And if you have some queries, please do drop it in the comment section. I'll try to address as much as possible. Thank you for watching the video.